Good morning, everybody. This is Michelle with Creative Operation, and I wanted to show you a quick tutorial on how I put the envelope pieces together for this album. If you saw it on my blog, I said that I would do this tutorial and show it to you on YouTube. If you found it on YouTube, please go check out my blog. I'll have the information, and you can see some more pictures of it, but I wanted to do kind of a quick tutorial on how I attached the envelopes. The inspiration for this album came from these treat envelopes that I found at Fred Meyer's, and they're a cool little envelope. They were very, very cute, supposed to have cookies or whatever in it, but when I saw them, I saw mini album, and I decided I wanted to do something with them, but I didn't want to cut the bottoms off to attach them to like a hidden hinge or stack the deck kind of binding, and I also wanted to try and preserve this piece but utilize this piece at the same time. So I had an idea and it actually kind of worked, and so I want to show you how I did that today. Real quick, the inside of the album, and again, if you go to my blog, I'll have all the pictures. My hands are holding just 2-page assemblies. That's what the whole book is made with. And these 2-page assemblies are what is binding it to the book. And each of these page assemblies has 2 of the treat envelopes, and then the cardstock envelope piece that I use to not only create this pocket, but it creates the binding, this pocket, this binding, this pocket, and then the pocket that it creates in the middle is a top pocket. And in that pocket I put a big booklet page that you could put lots of pictures and stuff on. So let me real quick kind of show you what I did. Now, if you're going to do this, it's going to depend on the measurements your envelopes have and the kind of flaps your envelopes have. So please don't get too caught up in the measurements that I'm going to show you. I just wanted to show you how I'm going to do it for these usual regular size envelopes that are 5 3/4 by 4 1/2 for quarter fold cards. So you can adapt this to any size envelope you want. You're going to need a left cardstock piece and a right cardstock piece, and I wanted 2-inch pockets with a 3/8 inch gusset, and then my pages are 5 1/2. You also are going to have to add a tab for your cardstock side, the cardstock page that will create a pocket. There's a side tab to close it and a bottom tab to close it. And then for the pockets that are actually attached to the envelope, you have these 2 tabs here. So when you cut this piece out, and again, measure it to your envelope because it has to fit the size of envelope that you have. When you cut those pieces out, you're going to end up with a piece like this. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so these are the 2 tabs that attach it to the envelope. The binding, this is the cardstock page pocket that we're going to create with the side tab and then the bottom tab to close it. Okay, so this is the left piece that you will need to create, again, based on your envelope's measurements. Then you're going to need the right-sided piece that's going to look something like this. And again, it's going to have the 5 1/2 inch page here. We won't need the side tab because that's what's on the other page that's going to close it. We won't need the bottom tab because that's on the other page to close it. You will need the binding piece again, so I wanted a 3/8 inch kind of gusset binding for this, so there's 3/8 inch room between every single page, so if you like lots of embellishments and chunky stuff, then you can do that. And then you're going to have another piece of pocket here with 2 1/2 inch tabs to attach it to your envelope. So when you get done cutting that apart, you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. Okay, I know this is quick, but I'll show you how to put it together here, and let me do that. So the whole idea of this was to go ahead and preserve the use of my flap. If you cut the edge off, you're going to also alter the top of the flap. Now my flaps on the envelopes that I used for this album were down here, so it wasn't so much a big deal having to deal with it over here, but if you're using envelopes like this, it's going to be a big deal. So so we got our piece cut out. This is the left-hand side piece. You're going to have a pocket using this envelope here, then we're going to put it onto here, do this, and then our other pocket piece is going to be like this. Okay, so let me put it together and I'll show you, and hopefully this will be quick And if you have any questions, please let me know. So I'm going to stick that down, making sure that I line up the bottom of the envelope with the score line for this 3/8 inch piece, okay? So that piece, and this is where you're going to attach it to your binding, so that's why I also put a piece of score tape there. So here is the pocket that you created. Now you can also put a little bead of glue under here to close that up. This preserves the pocket of your envelope, preserves your flap, and you can do whatever you want. You can add a piece of cardstock. Maybe I'm in frame. I hope I was. This preserves the flap, so you can do whatever you want to that. It preserves the envelope. When you turn the page, you're going to have the pocket here, and then here's the cardstock page. This is the left-hand side piece. So let's flip that over. You have your tabs for the side pockets. Okay, so I'll take the tape off of there, and then we're going to take our right-hand side piece, and we're going to attach that here. And I used the different colors because I wanted to hopefully be able to show you pretty visually how that's going to look. So that's what attaches to there. Okay, so now we have our first envelope. We have our cardstock pocket. Okay, gusset here, gusset here. And then here is the piece that's going to attach to this envelope. Now, if you want your envelopes all to go to the same direction with the flaps, then you can do it like this. Put the tape on this side, and then glue it down. Again, lining it up so it doesn't go over the gusset, and there you go. If you want the envelope to go the other direction, you can have the pocket on this side. You just have to put the envelope on the other side and reverse the tabs, okay? But that makes your pocket assembly right there. That is all there is to it. When you adhere it, and I'll show you, there's the top view there. When you adhere these two gusset pieces, let me make sure you're in the frame. When you adhere these two gusset pieces to the actual binding of the book, then that closes the pocket and you get the pocket here. Okay? Pretty quick and simple. Pretty versatile because you can use it for any kind of envelope that you have, any kind of flap that you have. So there it is. And I made, for my particular book, I made 2 of these assemblies, which gave me 6 pages. 2 envelope pages and a cardstock page for each one. And then again, you just adhere those 2 into the binding of your book, and you are done. Ta-da! I would advise you to use a strong adhesive. Score tape, I think, works really well. Liquid adhesive works really well, too, because you want to make sure that the pages stay. They're going to be used a lot. But anyways, that is that. That is what I did in the book. So again, the measurements are all, based on the size of envelope that you have. I used 1/2 inch tabs, so you'll have to do a little bit of math to get those out and, score it and then cut those pieces out. I used a 3/8 inch binding. You could use half, you could use a quarter, whatever you want. So this is my book, and again, 2 envelope and cardstock page binding assembly pieces, and that created my 6-page book. So there it is. Alright, y'all. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll give you a link to my blog, and come check out the pictures, and I hope you guys have a crafty day. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.